Okay, so I've been wanting to do this video for a while, so I think it's probably a good time for me to do it. So this is going to be a rant on Cedar Fair's Zamperla package that they purchased. So this is the Cedar Point Wild Mouse and the Flat Ride package that's going to Carowinds. So I went to Carowinds back in March. I'm just gonna say that. And the area where they're putting those Zamperla flat rides, I mean, there were some cool classic flat rides that you don't see in many parks anymore, like the yo-yo. I recently rode one at Del Grosso's, and that was pretty fun. It was mostly because the reason that I spent the money to ride the one at Del Grosso's, honestly, it was because I was mad when I heard about the one at Carowinds getting removed in the name of a Zamperla flat ride package. And with a lot of the Zamperla flat rides they're getting, well, you can find these rides pretty much anywhere, but, like, I mean, the one that's starting to pop up everywhere, the Nebula, I rode the one of those that they have at Coney Island. It's got a clock theme, and I'll be honest, I was not impressed by it at all. Like, I mean, yeah, I know it's a family ride, and I know if you put someone on another vehicle, the near miss can be pretty cool. So yeah, I get that angle to it, and I get that they're trying to appeal to families, but that in the place of a yo-yo and a looping ship, a looping starship that you don't see too often anymore, give me a break. And also the Plants vs. Zombies thing, which the day I went to Carowinds, if you go back and watch my videos from that trip, it was rainy as all hell when I was there. So the Plants vs. Zombies thing was actually pretty fun for something to do when it was raining, and they just took it out to put a bunch of generic Zamperla flat rides in. Give me a break. Now let's get to the one that really gets me going, and this is the Cedar Point Wild Mouse. So, where do I even begin with this? I mean, let's look elsewhere in the Cedar Fair chain. Let's look at Worlds of Fun, where you have a similar coaster model. Granted, it's not a Zamperla, but you've got a Gerstlauer spinning coaster called Spinning Dragons, and that gets the longest lines in the park, at least from my experience from when I've been there. That had by far the longest lines. Mamba, walk on. Prowler, walk on. Patriot, walk on. Timberwolf, walk on. All of the notable rides, walk-ons. Spinning Dragons, an hour. And of course I had to wait in that line because I wanted to get the credit, so, like, I mean, not everyone is going to do that, and some will say, oh, it's geared towards families. Don't get so worked up about this. Here's the thing. There are family coasters that have the capacity to accommodate this. I'm not complaining that, oh, Cedar Point is getting a family coaster. No, I'm saying it's horrible capacity, and not enough people are talking about this. So, I mean, I'm just going to say, Spinning Dragons isn't at the front of the park. So, and it's not at a park that's as highly attended as Cedar Point. So it's got those things going for it that it shouldn't have a super long line. But now when Cedar Point gets a family coaster, it better have good capacity. You get where I'm coming from here? So, like, I mean, for what would I have done instead of doing the new iteration of Wild Mouse? I probably would have gotten a Zyre Tivoli with 2 lifts, because those have a super long train, or I know enthusiasts don't like it, but something similar to the Chance Rides family coaster that's at American Dream, and had that be with 2 lifts so that you could run multiple trains. So, like, that's how I would have done it. I would have gotten a high capacity ride like that geared towards the same audience, about the same size in terms of the actual height and speed. But A, it's a longer ride, so the kids are going to be happier with that. And kids and families are going to be happier with that. And also, you wouldn't have to wait as long because the capacity would just be that much better. So that's what I think Cedar Point needed to do. And like, I mean, I've seen a bunch of people praising this Zamperla package on both sides. And like, I mean, granted, I probably would not be talking about this if it weren't for the Cedar Point Wild Mouse. Because like, that's the one that gets me going more. Because I look at that and I'm like, oh, there are so many better options for a coaster of similar size, similar cost, that would have so much better capacity. And they went with the Zamperla Wild Mouse. That's gonna hold, what, 4 people per car, max? Like, it's just not a good addition. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make here. And, I mean, with Carowinds, that just makes me say, the entire package that Cedar Fair ordered from Zamperla is not good. I'll put it that way. So yeah, I mean, this has been my rant about the Zamperla package that was ordered by Cedar Fair.